Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Wednesday, November the 23rd. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading, outside versus inside, part 2. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Yesterday we talked about outside versus inside, and it's what's outside of you versus what's inside of you. Now, it's kind of interesting because there's a lot of videos out there about trading, investing, and about money. And the thing is, when we're trading, we're trying to make money. And some of the people say that you learn your money beliefs around the age of 7 or 8. And unless you do some deep work, they stick with you. So if your parents were telling you to, scrimp and save, and that, you're going to have one set of values. Maybe your parents told you that, money is evil and rich people are greedy and nasty. And so maybe you ingrain that. Or maybe you were taught that, hey, you know what? Money's just a tool, and it's just something you use to get other things. And the thing is, there's really no right or wrong way to look at it, but you got to figure out what works for you. And if there's something on the inside, something in your head, or maybe even in your heart about money that's holding you back, it could be holding you back when it comes to trading. And you have to figure out what that is. I just noticed something here. We've got a huge return bar that just happened. I believe there was some news that came out right here. We just hit the 120. So the thing about, what is your belief about money, and how is it affecting you when you trade? Boy, I'm really tempted. I should have shorted that double O right there. We'll see what happens. A lot of times on the second minute, it'll recover and maybe even go higher. But there was 10 pips or 5 pips to be had. So, so the question is, what's your belief about money in the market? So right now you can see here we got like a 2 pip spread. On my other broker, it was like 2.5. And and so it's like, is my belief it's hard to make money if the spread's that big? Well, that was my initial thought, but then I changed it. I said, you know what? All I have to do is change my tactics just slightly, because I found out something. If you use the terminal, when you hit Control T and the terminal appears at the bottom, and you can X out of a trade, or you might use an EA to X out of a trade. A lot of times you'll get some slippage, but I noticed if I put in a pending TP through the terminal or through an EA and it was just sitting out there, they were taking me out right at where I wanted to get out. So maybe I just got lucky today, or maybe that's just the way it is. And notice, you see, remember I said you could have shorted the double O, but many times that second bar, comes back the other way. That's just from seat time. Call it a good guess if you like, but from being in so many of these trades and only to not take the pips quick enough and then to be in a drawdown position, I've experienced that enough times to know better now. So we're in the last 15 minutes of the hour here, and we'll just have to see what happens. So a lot of times I'll click up a notch. Maybe I'll look at the M5 chart. I've also, let's see which one of these has a changer on it. Okay, we are in the upper ATR zone here. Looking at the dashboard, you can see there's a pound pairs, and the euro actually put in a new high this hour. So maybe can wait 15 minutes and see what happens. Nice big bar there. Way out of the wick zone. And might as well go through the charts here. We missed the pivot by 4 pips. Weekly, we took that out. And the monthly, we took that one out. Notice we're where we are here. Well, 3 months ago, we may have recovered. We're not putting in any more range in for the year, but we're definitely retracing. See, Bambino indicator said long, near pivot, long, got near the pivot, and boom, it moved up. It called for a short at R1. It was looked like it worked one time there, but once again, you have to take profit when you can. And there was Walmart and we were trading earlier, and I got into a trade and then I had to walk away, but it was right. I said, you know what? I'm thinking this is going to do the launch pad. And I came back and I was up 9 pips. And as I'm sitting, next thing I'm like, I'm only up 7, I'm only up 5, I'm only up 4. And then it went back up. There was a chance to take 7. I wound up taking 4 pips. And it was like, okay, you know, I believed in the launch pad. And, you know, looking back, had I left that trade alone, just thinking it was going to hit the 60, it would have hit the 60. And now look where that one trade could have been. That one trade could have netted me, let's see, from 40, that would have been about 70 pips. But once again, Harry hindsight. But it's the attitude about money. It's like, oh, do I take what I can when I can? Do I let it ride? You know, am I following my plan? Am I trading the chart, or am I managing emotions? Because I notice when I manage my emotions, and usually what happens is I'll get into a trade, and this is all inside me, you see, managing the emotions, and it'll go against me, and I'll be upset, or I'll be, you know, yelling at the screen or something, even though I know it doesn't do any good. You can see here we launched way out of the buy zone. And then it's like, okay, what do I do? So then I'll, instead of taking a stop, maybe I want to average back in. There's that 2020. I think that was something that happened about a week ago. I know I'm kind of rambling and all over the place here. But I remember that 2020. Let me see something. Switch this over to a daily. Yeah. Right there. Let's see if we can get that. And it won't switch over. What was this chart said? I don't even remember. There we go. M5. Yeah, look at, here we go. Nice clean looking chart. 2028. Okay, I knew there was something about that 2020 I remembered. So, you know, about my internal thoughts about that, it's like, well, I could have had 9. I only wound up with 4. So now I'm upset. Well, guess what? That's inside me. And where I really blew it, I had a chance to get back in the 40 long. Instead, I went short and it went against me. And so then, you know, I was averaging in, and then you know, actually I was using to average in, I was actually using this chart right here with the fibs, because it went against me and I was thinking, okay, it'll come back to a certain fib line. So see right here, we just hit that 2028 and exceeded it. So we could actually go up to the launch pad at 2040. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. So now I'm going to sit on my hands to the end of the hour and see what the M30 looks like. And I think might be getting near a new time for a new H4. Bar ends, no, this is the new H4. So really don't want to trade against the H4. At least not. If I do, it will only be for little quick pips. Let's see, will this thing hit the 2040 launch pad and launch to 2060? Only time will tell, right? So this is definitely price breaking out today. But, you know, back to the inside. So I'm sitting there, I'm in this trade, it's going against me. And what do? So I go, okay, I'm just going to start averaging in. And I knew it was also in the rat zone. So I go, okay, it's in the rat zone. And I know price likes to come out of the rat zone. So I made sure my TP was inside the rat zone to average out of all those trades. And I got out. You know, don't do that at home, traders. Because that can really burn you, especially like if you were getting in a trade here short, and next thing you know, you're down 40 pips. Don't want that. We're at the psychological, about hit that 25, tempting to go short there. Actually, that 28 would have been a nice short, considering that was that daily high from I forget how many days ago. So we'll see what happens here. We got 5 minutes or so left in the hour, but we've only got about 3 minutes of video time. So, fellow traders, you know, once again, how you feel about money, what your thoughts around money can really mess you up if they're not working, you know, in congruence with the market. If they're causing you to do things that's taking you out of your trading plan, you got to put that in check. You got to somehow either change those thoughts or put them on hold while you're trading. Because it will cause you to not take trades. It'll cause you to exit early. It'll cause you to enter late. It can really wreak havoc with you. You can see that 25, that psychological. We moved back down. We are now 19 pips off of that high. There are some nice trades to be had right there. You can see taking the flip-flop box, which was also the highest low. I'm sorry, the lowest high. Yeah, the highest low on the M1. That would have been worth 13 pips. You could call it hindsight, but you know, these marks show up on the chart and you can either take them or not. And that's just, you know, how it works. And the one thing you notice, I have the 3-ball, and Ira, shout out to Ira. He said he's been liking these videos. He was giving me a hard time. He goes, you know, that dot's a squiggly. That's the EMA 5. I go, yeah, Ira. Yeah, I made that indicator way back in my TradeStation days when we were trading stocks. And Harry, Trend Trader, I don't know if he still listens to my videos, if he's still alive or what, but he really liked this indicator, using that along with dynamic support resistance. And what we're using it for is basically, it's part of a trigger, and it's just makes us wait, because right here, you see we came out of the flip-flop box. I don't know if Walmart would have taken that trade. I probably would have, but we're just using this, one, to stay in the trade, just ride it until the color changes or till you have enough pips. And sometimes it'll snap, price will snap back on you. But we can get into indicator 5 a little bit later. Okay, fellow traders, I hope you've had a good week so far. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so I probably won't be making a video. But I hope everybody that celebrates has a nice Thanksgiving. And if you don't, I hope you have a nice day. And when you come back, always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One. Over and out.